FuseDesk Workflows is something we just rolled out last month with great input from our customers on what you're looking to do most in FuseDesk to automate your workflows and how you manage your cases so that they match your business processes far better. So when we talk about FuseDesk Workflows, what this looks like is simply being able to configure what your different columns are in a linear business process and allow you and your team to drag and drop cases between each of those configurable columns. So workflows visually lay out your business processes. This enables you to run FuseDesk as well as CRM automations right from FuseDesk. We provide you at a glance insight into your team's progress so you can see where cases are and who's handling what. And this, most importantly, allows you to organize your service requests, work orders, sales leads, business processes, and more. So let's look at what it's like, for example, to create a sales pipeline inside of FuseDesk. So from FuseDesk, we're going to go over to the left-hand side here and choose Workflows. Once you're in Workflows here, we have a default example workflow, but you can also create your own additional workflows. So let's just create a sales pipeline example so you can see what that looks like. We're going to click the plus button to create a new workflow. Let's give this workflow a name. So we can call this, let's call this sales pipeline for widgets. Okay. Now we'll choose how we want to organize our cases. So when you organize your cases, you have 4 different options. You can organize your case columns by case tag. You can organize your columns by rep, and you can organize your columns by department. And lastly, you can organize them by case status. So for our example, and for most business processes, you'll organize your cases by case tag. Your workflow can additionally have some filters for how you want to filter cases for that view. So for example, for your sales pipeline, you might want to say, well, where my department is just my sales department. You can say my case status is new, open, or snoozing. So you have an at a glance all of your active and snoozing cases. And again, you can further refine what those criteria are for cases here. Good. Next up, let's choose how we want to sort our cases. You can choose your default sorting. So you can say, let's sort this by when the case was opened. And we'll sort that newest to oldest. You can then choose who should have access to that. And you can choose the default as everyone, like your entire team can access this workflow, or it's private, meaning it's only for you. One thing I want to point out that's really powerful here is one of your filters that you have available is a dynamic rep. So instead of having a filter for specific reps, you can have it be dynamic to just whoever's logged in. So the way I have this configured now, this would show me my active and snoozing cases in the sales department. If you were looking at this queue, in the sales department. So create a dashboard that your team can use, much like the inbox queue. You can now have a workflow that's personalized to each rep, so they have a different view. Okay. Lastly, here, let's choose our columns. So under columns, you can create new columns on the fly. We by default add in some case tags for you. So you just see some fun case tags here from our sandbox. So this is a sales pipeline. Let's say we've got hot prospects, we have in process, and we have maybe we're quoting, and then we might have one. And these will be our 4 columns for our workflow. We now choose save, and this will show all of our cases that match this criteria. Okay. Again, this is our sales pipeline for the sales department, active snoozing cases, sorted by open, available for everyone with our hot prospect, in process, quoting, and 1 departments. Okay. So you'll now see our cases automatically organized to the right columns. You can very quickly create a new case in one of these columns. So let's say someone walks into your store, you're on the phone with a prospect who called in. You can simply click on new case here and we'll create a new case for you in that column. You can now easily move your cases through your different workflows. So you can simply click and drag to move it. So we can drag this hot prospect case right over here to in process or quoting. And once we drop that off, that case sticks to that column and we can do so much more. You can double click a case to jump into and view that case. You can click and check multiple cases to take bulk actions. So for example, once you've found a case, you can right click or 2-finger click on Mac and open up this context menu to go to a case, open the case in a new tab. copy a link to the case if you're sharing this somewhere else, reassign the case, or change your case status. All right from these different queues as you organize and move your cases around. All right. There's also a little menu on the side here that if you click that, opens the same thing, so you don't have to right click or shift click. This is a great way to bulk handle cases all at once. So for example, if I had these two cases here and I said, you know what, we just talked to both of them and we're going to go ahead and quote, you just drag and drop both cases right over. What's really powerful about our workflows in FuseDesk is you can run automations. Now, unlike other sort of project management systems or board systems like this, FuseDesk is the only platform out there that lets you not only have workflow automations natively right here in our workflow system, but every single one of these cases is connected to a contact, which means you can run CRM automations simply by moving cases around. So as you mouse over each column, we'll show you what automations are configured and give you the opportunity to add a new automation for that particular column. So when we talk about automations, what do we mean? Well, some ideas for you when we talk about automation ideas. How about when one of your sales reps drags a case into the left voicemail column, automatically send a follow-up email saying that a voicemail was left and the reason for the call and ask for a callback. Now your sales team simply makes the call, drags the case over to the left voicemail column, and all the automation just takes place behind the scenes. They can then move on to their next call. You can also have it so that when your team responds to a case using the quote attached email template, you can automatically move the case to closing. So by using certain note templates on a case FuseDesk, you can automatically have that case move to a different column right inside of your workflow. You can even have it so that when your sales team uses the note template, lost prospect, not a good fit, for example, maybe they talk to a prospective customer and the decision was they're not going to move forward. So you've lost that sale, no problem. As soon as they save that template with notes from their call, automatically close the case, which can remove it from your workflow. And just one last thought or idea for you, just for automation ideas, you can say that when a sales case is moved into the one column, automatically tag the contact in your CRM as a customer, notify your team in Slack, and send the customer a welcome email. All of this can be done natively right inside of FuseDesk using our workflow automations and our workflow system together, hand in hand. Should we do one more quick example? Let's talk about how you can create a Kanban board in FuseDesk. So again, our workflow automations can be used for most any process you have in your business. Sometimes we just need a way to track different tasks for our clients or our customers, more or less a to-do board. So we can create a new workflow here, and we can call this we want to organize this by case tag. We want to keep this for active and snoozing, and we can keep the rep as dynamic. So this will just show me my client to do. And for our case tags here, let's go ahead and add in, we'll keep this really simple. We'll call this to do. We'll say in process, pending client review, and we'll say invoicing. And so now we have a new workflow for my client to do. So as new client tasks come in, which by the way, you can give your clients in your membership site or in your portal a way to easily create a new case that's automatically assigned to them with the to-do tag. So that way your clients can self-create work orders and tasks for your team to work with, and then you can dole them out or assign them however you like. Right from this workflow, you'll then see a list of what cases need your attention or in your to-do column. Once your team starts working on it, they can simply drag and drop it over to in process. You can then have this set up that when your team, for example, uses the email template ready for your review, to automatically move it over to pending client review. And then you can have your next step here that once the client approves this, it can go over to invoicing or billing or however you structure the business processes in your business. Simply by moving it between these columns, you can have this automatically reassign to the billing person on your team. And then when they close and resolve the case, it'll just disappear from this board automatically. So this is great for if you have a service-based business. if you handle work orders, service orders, build outs, new client onboarding, any of those processes you can create. And what's beautiful is by being able to support multiple workflows here in FuseDesk, you and your team can run multiple processes out of the same FuseDesk app. Your sales team can have sales workflows, your service team can have service workflows, and more, all from one system. And that, in a nutshell, is what our FuseDesk workflows are all about and how you can use FuseDesk workflows in your business.